Well, hello everybody and welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie, for those of you who might not know. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. It is good to see you and thank you so much for your donation, Miss Marissa. You would like to know, will someone in your local rent you a house soon? Or will a landlord in my local area rent to me soon? Let's see, Marissa. When we say soon, what time frame are you looking at? Are you thinking like within a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? How long are you thinking? A month or two, okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her in the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her in the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord in Marissa's local area rent out to her within the next 2 months? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will a landlord within Marissa's local area rent out to her within the next 2 months? Alright, we have Ace of Pentacles reversed, Strength, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. That's really weird. I was just thinking about that card when I pulled it. That's my card that I pulled for today, and I've been pulling the 5 of Pentacles for myself. Like, you know, I pull a card for myself every day. I think I've told you that. I tell everybody that. It's just something I do, and I've pulled the 5 of Pentacles for myself 4 times this week. So this is a very familiar card to me. 5 of Pentacles and the High Priestess reverse. This, of course, I'm going to be completely frank with you, Marissa. It doesn't look like it doesn't, as it stands right now, it does not look very promising. Starting with this Ace of Pentacles reversed with the first card, that's telling, it's not saying that it's entirely impossible, because it is a possibility that someone in your area will rent out to you within the next 2 months. But with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, they're saying that whatever the way in which you're searching right now, or the way in which you're presenting yourself to landlords at this time, is something that you might want to switch up a bit. Ace of Pentacles being a foundation, laying a foundation for what one wants to see to come. And we have all these pentacles here, and I'll show you in just a moment what I'm seeing here. Starting with this Ace of Pentacles reverse. Sorry, one moment. Sorry, out where my parents live, and I have really bad allergies. Starting with this Ace of Pentacles, yeah, in its reverse form, is telling me that as it stands right now, you're not in a good position to. It's not that you're not in a good position to find a local place to rent out to you, but they're saying that you might want to definitely continue with your search with this Strength card. Absolutely continue with your search. Continue on. Don't let delays or setbacks hold you back. And I see that furthermore with this 7 of Pentacles right in the center. 7 of Pentacles is progress. It is progress. It is growth. But it is slow and steady progress. So what I'm seeing here is it is absolutely possible. I wish I had my other book here. It always gives me extra definitions of things. with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, I want to go back to this Ace of Pentacles reversed. I don't know if they're saying they want you to look at different places or look in different areas. That might be part of it, to broaden your horizons as to where you're willing to live, where you're wanting to live. Because there are, of course, you want to live where you want to live, but some of those are creating some limitations that are making it difficult to find a place within the next couple of months. And I think that's the deciding factor here, is quality over, I don't want to say quantity, but if you do have the time to wait longer than 2 months, I do think that's a big factor. Time being of the essence. With this Five of Pentacles, this is definitely saying that Five of Pentacles is a card of literally like not feeling like one has a safe space, not feeling like one has like a home, a place to call home. I've been applying for, sorry, one second. I've been applying for houses to rent and I'm getting nothing. Okay. And how long have you been applying for? Because Spirit's definitely saying continue applying with the Strength and Seven of Pentacles, continue applying. But and then we've also got this High Priestess reversed, which is also a card of seeing things from a different perspective, which would include possibly looking at places that you might not have looked at in the past, maybe expanding the since April, March. Okay. And it's a tough housing market right now. I know I'm in the process of looking for a new place myself. It's a tough housing market. It's a tough job market right now. It's just a tough market in general when it comes to Pentacles, but and housing situations. But this is telling me that it likely, I don't want to say it likely won't happen in the next couple of months. They're saying that it will happen, but what I'm really seeing is delays will likely prove necessary unless you're willing to make some amendments to what you're looking for. Like maybe looking a little farther than where you would typically like to live, or maybe looking for a different type of home. But I'm getting both of those messages. Like you could likely find something within the next 2 months, but it would not match your criterion. If you want it to match all of your criteria, it will likely take longer than 2 months. Just with I don't feel like you're doing anything wrong where you need to search differently. What the message I'm getting is expansion, like searching for things that you might not have considered searching for in the past. And if you're not, and I totally understand if you don't want to make those exceptions, and if you want, you know what you want, to just stick with those. But it might prove to take a little bit longer with that Seven of Pentacles. I don't drive, so it's local. Yeah, okay, I understand. It has to be local. Well, definitely keep looking. I mean, I didn't think that you would stop looking. Spirit is definitely saying that you're on the right path. Strength, Seven of Pentacles, you're definitely on the right path. It's more a matter of wrong place, wrong time. With this Ace of Pentacles reversed, Five of Pentacles upright, it is a difficult market right now, and it's not impossible that you'll find something in the next couple of months. It is highly likely that you'll find something within the next 6 months or so that meets all of your criterion. That I see happening. Like the message I'm seeing there is like patience with the Seven of Pentacles and strength. Like continue doing what you're doing, and even when you feel like you're not seeing any results or seeing any growth, continue your search. What I'm really seeing is delays will likely just prove necessary. You will get what you want, but it's just a matter of timing. And yeah, right now this is not a good time for those who are renting, looking to rent. myself included. And I don't know where you're located, but definitely keep on searching. That's the important thing. It's not let this hold you back, and the more you continue with your search, the more confident you'll get with your search, and you won't feel so. I hate to put it this way, but the setbacks won't feel like such setbacks, and to not put a lot of weight behind every like submission that you make, every application that you make. To do your best and not like really like put all your faith behind something. Know that there might be disappointments, but that you're on the right track. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Marissa. Thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate you. Hi, Miss Felicia. Please will give you the right finish. Understands your screen and too. Absolutely. I'm right there with Felicia. Yeah, I pray for that too, and I have no doubt that you will find the right place and the right landlord, the right space. And hi, Felicia. Hello. The right space that does fit your needs, and that you don't have to acquiesce and settle for something that is not what you're looking for. And that's the power of the continuation of the search, is even when we don't see immediate results, we do see them as we go along. You're very welcome, Marissa. Thank you, love, and much love and light to you, and wishing you the best on your housing journey. Going through one myself, and it's tougher than it was a little while ago. Hi, Miss Felicia. How are you doing? How was your Mother's Day? So the donation queue is currently open. And all of my basic donation information, all my basic menu of basic questions can be found pinned at the bottom of the chat. It was great. Got to eat and see a play. Oh, lovely. That sounds really nice, Felicia. And thank you so much, Miss Wendy, for your donation, girl. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Yeah, we had a nice Mother's Day too. Went out to dinner with my folks and just chilled. I think we all went to a food coma. Wendy, please go ahead and post your question. Thank you. Oh, there she is. Hi, Sophie. I'm considering looking at a move to the East Coast before deciding where to go in Europe. Would I do well in the New York area? Oh, yeah, let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, would Wendy do well living in the New York area? All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Swords reversed, 3 of Pentacles reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, and Knight of Pentacles reversed. I got excited there with the Wheel of Fortune, that I'm literally like berating myself for not forgetting to bring my handy dandy little black book, because it has wonderful explanations for reversals. So this Wheel of Fortune got me excited here. However, we do have to keep in mind the Wheel of Fortune is fortune. It is a gamble. It isn't, it could go either way is really the way I see it. But for someone who reads reversals, I would have to say when I see in its upright position, I see it as good fortune. And this 8 of Swords I was happy to see as well. Eight of Swords reverse. 8 of Swords reverse is being set free from boundaries, set free from chains, bondage, constraints, living one's true self, being, living one's best life, feeling like you're living your truest self. But then we have this 3 of Pentacles reversed and this Knight of Pentacles reversed, which concern me, especially with you being a Taurus, with this Knight of Pentacles reversed. These are both cards of work in their reverse form. I'm assuming that your job has an office in New York. So I'm wondering if that's what you're looking, if you're looking to transfer there. But I'm seeing the 3 of Pentacles reversed tells me that, well, Knight of Pentacles reversed tells me that there would be difficulty. I hate that. Like, a difficulty finding work. So again, I don't know if you're planning on transferring. There might be difficulties in that if you haven't looked into that. But 3 of Pentacles reversed tells me that not difficulties in finding work so much as difficulties with coworkers. No, I need to find a new job. I want to be closer to Europe geographically. Yeah, I understand that. I 100% understand that. It's a lot more daunting when it's the other side of the country as well. Okay, so you'd be looking for a new job. Have you looked already? Have you done some searching to see? You probably have already. And then we have this Queen of Swords reversed, which is a signifier of one of two things, or both. Either people unfairly judging you, or you feeling possibly resentful regarding your decision. I don't know how much time you've spent in New York. I think you told me that that was a place that you felt that you could live. No, I just started doing research today. Okay. Yeah, and obviously that's the first thing to look at, what the job market looks like, and see where it goes from there. Because knowing you and knowing New York, I feel like you would do great. I feel like you would thrive. I feel like you would be living your best life and living your truest self. I think it would definitely give you that space to do that. But yeah, I with the job market just being the way it is, and as I was talking in my last reading, the housing market is difficult, the job market is difficult, the economy is just difficult in general, which is not to say that you can't find anything. I don't want that to deter anyone from anyone's dreams. Lord knows it deterred me from a lot of mine. I'm looking on the outskirts of New York City because rent is too high in the city. Yeah, I have a colleague of mine recently moved out to New York about a year and a half ago. He does what I do, and oh my God, I found out how much they get paid, how much figure study models and coordinators get paid in New York. I was shocked. Like, there are so many art schools, and so there's way more opportunities in New York. So, but people get way underpaid. So people just take low-paying jobs, which I wouldn't do. So would have a difficult time there unless I switched careers. Yeah, I wouldn't move unless I have something secured. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, rent is very high in the city, but it also depends on where in the city. You know, it's a lot cheaper in Brooklyn, especially if you find if you find some cool people and there's like a cool there's really cool co-op houses, um, which I don't know if you would be interested in, but like that's not something I'm typically interested in. But I went there last time and I met a few people who lived in like several different co-op houses, not all at the same time, but different people. And I was like, these are like really different from stuff you would find in California. But yeah, lots of different housing situations and opportunities, and New York's huge too. You know, there's also the Newark area. Yeah, lots of different opportunities and yeah, different variations for sure when it comes to New York. The most I want is one other roommate. Yeah, yeah, for sure. New York's huge. I don't, and I don't know if there's like a certain neighborhoods you wouldn't want to live in. So yeah, definitely stuff to investigate there, and that's part of that Wheel of Fortune as well. Is like looking at all of the variables there, like a roulette table, like looking at every single variable and taking it into account. Um, yeah, lots of different, yeah, and that's what I'm just thinking, like there's so many different options for a life for Wendy in New York. So many different opportunities, possibly a career switch entirely, um, and it's just such a huge area, you know, different, lots of different ways of your life unfolding and possibilities for it to unfold. So yeah, let me know how your research goes there, love. I would love to see you fly off to New York. I always have dreams of moving to New York, and maybe one day they will come true for you, love. I would not be surprised. Thank you again, Miss Wendy. So the donation queue is once again open. If you have a question, on my basic menu of questions, it can be found pinned at the bottom of the chat. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. My basic question menu starts with my mini reading, which is just one question and 5 cards. That is a donation amount of $7.77 if you donate using Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo. If you need to use SuperChat, it is $9.99. And then I also offer my full reading, which consists of 10 cards. That can be read as just one question or split into 2 5-card readings, and that is $14.14, unless you need to use SuperChat, and which is $20.20. And then I also offer my expanded or in-depth reading, which I highly recommend. That's 15 cards, and that can just be one question or 2 questions split into one 10-card, one 5-card reading, or split into 3 5-card readings, and that is $21.21, unless you need to use SuperChat, which it is $29.29. I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know before sending your donation. And I just realized I actually can't offer my mediumships today because I did not bring the tools that I need to do my mediumship readings. But on any other day, if you are interested in mediumship, please let me know. If you are interested in communicating with a loved one who is no longer with us, I can do that for you. I do need to know their name and their date of birth, their date of passing, and their relation to you, just so I can make sure I can get in touch with them. But yeah, that is something you are interested in. Not available today, but will be available next time I go live. I also offer soulmate confirmation readings. I don't believe in twin flames, but I do believe in romantic soulmate love. And this I really recommend for people who are currently in a connection with someone and you're wondering where things are going, what the long-term trajectory looks like, and if you guys are indeed romantic soulmates. And the question can be asked in one of two ways. It can first just be asked directly. You just ask your angels, messengers, and spirit guides directly if the person who you are involved with is indeed a soulmate of yours. And if the answer is yes, they'll explain why. If the answer is no, they'll explain why not. Alternatively, we can also ask your spirit guides if they give their divine blessing towards this connection between you and this person. If the answer is yes, definitely solidifies soulmate status. So very, very enlightening and in-depth, and it is not easy to get soul's spirit's confirmation and blessing, so it's definitely not something to be taken lightly. I highly recommend that reading, and that is $16.16 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $23.23. And I answer a lot of love, a lot of romance questions, and a lot of people come to me asking, like, how is so feeling about me, or what are so-and-so's thoughts towards me. And for that, I recommend my love spread that I created shortly around the time I began reading professionally about 5.5 years ago. My OG love reading, as a lot of my clients call it, or the TFI spread, it essentially answers 5 questions in one. It can be done with a mini reading, a full reading, or an in-depth reading. And it answers what your person's current thoughts are towards you, their current feelings, as well as their current intentions towards you, in addition to their general energies towards the connection and your general energies towards the connection. And that's at no additional donation amount. And again, it answers not just 3, but 5 questions in one. So definitely recommend that for romance and interpersonal questions. I also offer past life regression readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very young, and I realized that I was channeling people's past lives through tarot a couple of years into my professional practice. So it's now a service that I offer. I realized I can do it through tarot. It's quite fascinating. And it can be asked, we can ask for spirit to illustrate a past life of yours with any intent. Can be a past life of yours that's the most similar to your life right now, and could help you the most with its challenges, or a past life of yours that was the most challenging in general, or the most fortunate, or that might explain an irrational fear that you've had. But there's really no limitation to what intent we can ask in regards to illustrating a past life of yours. And those are a donation amount of $19.19 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $27.27. I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. I offer them one-on-one over Zoom. It's not what you're seeing here, it's what you normally see, this overhead camera, where you can see all my cards, you can see me, you can hear me. And again, it's one-on-one, so it's convenient, it's on your time, on your convenience, and it's private, totally confidential, offline. It's not a live stream like this. You can provide me with all the context and backstory that you feel is necessary, and there's no limit to the number of questions that we can answer for you within the time allotted. And we can also often extend the time needed if necessary. And then the other type of private reading that I offer is at no additional donation amount, but it is still private and confidential. You just send me your donation with your question. If you don't see me online and you have a question you need me to answer, or or if you have a question that you don't want to be on a public live stream, just send me your donation with your question, and I can answer that for you within 1 to 3 hours. I do those over voice memos over DMs on Instagram, or typed over email, which you guys should all go follow me on Instagram. And yeah, that is at no additional donation amount, and it's still private and is on your terms and at your convenience. So yeah, the donation queue is indeed open right now. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you. Hello, Alina. How are you doing, girl? I am here. Yes, I am here. Hello. Hi. I'm at my parents today, so I don't have the card set up, but I will show every card that I pull. I just don't want to have my face just here while I'm drinking the soda. Oh, hey, I'm about to donate. Are you in the cards? Yes, yes, I will be on the screen. I'm here. My cards are here. It's not like normal, like you can't see them on the top, but I'll show each card as I pull it for you. Okay? It's just because I'm at my parents this weekend for Mother's Day. I want to do the love reading. Feelings, intentions, the whole shebang. You got it. Yeah, the thoughts, feelings, and intentions spread. You got it. That's at no additional donation amount, love. So just depends on how many cards you want. You can do it with a 15 or a 10 or a 5 card reading. It's up to you. And the 5 card reading, $7.77 if you use Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal. $9.99 if you need to use SuperChat. Full reading, the 10 card is $14.14 unless you need to use SuperChat, and then it's $20.20. And the 15 card is $21.21 unless you need to use SuperChat, which is $29.29. The 15 card, you got it. Yeah, that's $21.21 unless you're using SuperChat, and then it would be $29.29. You got it, no problem. Thank you so much, love, for your donation. Go ahead and add you. Sorry. And what is the person's name and their sign? And what's your sign again, love? Whoa, I just realized I used to have a manager when I worked at a clothing boutique who had the same first name as you and almost the same last name as you. That's crazy. Well, I won't dox your name, but that's like, wow. The YouTube live puts me through commercials in the middle of watching, so when I comment or commercial, do you mind waiting a little for me to come back? Sorry. Yeah, no problem. No problem. And it should usually sync back up too. Yeah, no problem. And what is your person's name? How does Wally currently consciously feel about you? Okay, and what is Wally's sign? What's your sign, love? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? Ancient masters and spirit guides, what are Wally's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Amira? You are a Cancer. That's Cancer, right? And he is an Aquarius. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. We have Page of Cups, Queen of Wands, Four of Swords reversed. And do you mind letting me know whether each card is for his thoughts or feelings or intentions, etc.? Yes. Okay. So I'll do that in just a moment. I have to read through all the cards first, and then I'll tell you what's going on. We have the Eight of Pentacles, Strength, King of Wands, King of Swords, the Star, Ten of Swords reversed, the Hierophant reversed, Four of Wands, Temperance, Nine of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Swords reversed, and Two of Wands reversed. Okay, so starting with your general energies, we have the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, the Four of Wands. His thoughts towards you, we have the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, and Temperance. His feelings towards you, we have the Four of Swords reverse, the Star, and Nine of Pentacles reverse. His intentions, we have the Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords reversed, and Ace of Swords reversed. His general energies, we have Strength, the Hierophant reversed, and Two of Wands reversed. Okay, so let's break this all down, starting with your general energies towards the connection. You're right here. You can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right, if this is resonating. But starting with this Page of Cups, King of Wands, oh boy, and Four of Wands, I can see that. And I'm not just saying this because you came to me asking for a love reading on him, but I can see that you're very, very enamored with him. I often refer to the Page of Cups as the crush card, and I know this is more than just a crush because I've read for you and Wally before. I know that there's history with the two of you, but the feelings that you have are still very much, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they're still very much like he still gives you butterflies, he still makes you excited, he still is a source of inspiration and delight, like a crush is. But it does run deeper than that, and I see that with this King of Wands and this Four of Wands right underneath, as you do, while you do have these butterfly feelings towards him, and he may have even popped back into your life recently too, with it being this Page of Cups, but this King of Wands is telling me that you see him as your king, as your divine masculine, your potential divine masculine counterpart here, in a divinely harmonious union with this Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a very loving, harmonious connection between two people. It's a happy home. It's a life between two people. It's a union. His general energy toward the connection, we have Strength, the Hierophant reversed, and the Two of Wands reversed. This is commercial. Okay. Now, are the two of you currently communicating with one another? Because his general energy is, Strength, the Hierophant reversed, and Two of Wands reversed. He is definitely, he still has desire for you. He does think of you, I see this here in the rest of the spread. He does think of you in a desirous manner, in a romantic way. But there's something about it, and you mentioned that he's an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius myself. I've dated a lot of Aquariuses, currently kind of dealing with an Aquarius right now. And yeah, the men are very different from the women, but they're not very conventional. You're not talking right now. Yeah, I got that sense of this Ace of Swords reversed. I'll get to that in a moment. and also with this Hierophant reverse. The Hierophant upright is someone speaking, someone communicating, and someone listening. When it's in its reversed form, it's often indicative of a lack of communication between two people. It's also indicative of him. There is a level of, I do get a sense, I'm picking up an energy of him denying a lot of his feelings that he has for you. That's another part of this Hierophant reversed is I get the sense that while he does have feelings for you, I also get the sense that when you do pop into his mind, which happens often, when he does, reflect and have feelings for you, I feel like he often just tries to distract himself and move on to the next task at hand. There's a lot of self-denial here that I'm seeing, and I see that furthermore with this Two of Wands reversed. He knows that he is in a place where he's torn. Strength card in the Hermetic deck is straight up just lust. It is definitely a card of desire. Yet and the fact that you mentioned that you guys aren't talking to one another, and I'm seeing this Ace of Swords reversed as well. This is telling me, yeah, there's a lack of communication. But with this Two of Wands reversed, it's like he's acknowledging that he's not living his truth. If he were to be living his truth, he would just reach out to you and communicate with you. But he is definitely denying himself, at least at this time, of the affections and feelings and energy of the person who he is thinking about. And I do see that he thinks about you quite a bit, love. We have this, when it comes to his thoughts towards you, we have the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, which is also the Aquarius card, right next to the Star, which is the Aquarius card. King of Swords is the Aquarius court card, but two Aquarius cards there. But his thoughts, yeah, Queen of Wands, King of Swords, and Temperance, you are definitely on his mind. And get this, girl, we have this king. I told you that with your general energies, we have this King of Wands here. You see him as your divine masculine counterpart. Right next to it, in the thoughts column, we have the Queen of Wands. He thinks of you as his divine feminine counterpart. I don't know how long it's been since you two last spoke with one another, but hell, if you're not strongly on his mind, the King of Swords is literally the realm of the mind. You're on his mind a lot, and this is what I'm saying, where, like, I can't deny that he thinks of you all the time. He definitely has feelings for you, but he's not acting upon them. The only thing he's actively doing is like actively pushing them away. When he does have thoughts about you, he'll busy himself with something else, or call a friend and not talk about you, but just like talk about anything else, or like he'll just busy himself with something else. And with this Temperance card right underneath, it's like, I told you that he thinks about you all the time. Like, I really mean that. Like, his thoughts don't stray very farther than you, beyond like work and basic things that he needs to take care of in his life. When it comes to like what he dreams about you. He thinks about you. And with this Temperance card, I do see him like putting limitations on himself, withholding his energy and his communication from you, and denying himself that pleasure as well, because it's something that I see that he wants, that he keeps on denying himself. His feelings towards you, we have this Four of Swords reversed, the Star, and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. And again, I don't know how long it's been since the two of you last communicated or saw one another, but I also get the sense that part of the reason why he keeps on just putting you to the side mentally when he does think about you is because I also believe that he thinks that you'll be around forever, that you'll always be around. and I don't like that. I for the most part, I like his energy, but I'm this whole time I'm trying to figure out, why is he denying himself of you? Why is he denying himself of you? Now I'm seeing an answer. He thinks that you'll always be there. When he's ready, which he's not right now, but and I see that here is like that's his Two of Wands reverses. He knows he needs to make a decision, but he's just not making it. He's not. He knows he needs to go in a direction, but he's not. He's not making a move, and he's telling himself, well, I'm not ready right now. I'm not ready right now, and it's okay, because I'll be ready soon, and she'll be there. I know she cares about me just as much as I care about her. So she'll be there, and it's a very audacious way of thinking. Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing with this Four of Swords reverse. It's like, yeah, we're on a break right now. We're apart right now, but with this being in its reverse form, he does believe that this is temporary. He does feel that this is a temporary thing, and he does feel that there is more on the horizon with the two of you. With this Star card right here in the center, he does have hope that you guys will reconcile. He does have hope that he will be ready to reach out to you and be brave. Because we do have the Strength card here, but it's not indicating any kind of bravery or courage. This guy is lacking all of that. But he does feel like when he feels ready, and he feels like it'll be soon. How soon is now? How soon is soon? He feels like he will be soon. That he'll soon be ready to start communicating with you. But yeah, with this Nine of Pentacles reverse right here at the bottom, he's just, as it stands right now, he does not feel ready, and Spirit's saying that he isn't ready. He would likely disappoint you if he were to start communicating with you now. I don't know why the two of you stopped communicating, but I feel that whatever the reason was, it hasn't been fixed, or hasn't been dealt with, or yeah, and that's likely what that's likely something you guys need to talk about, and that's likely something that he's scared of talking about, and why he keeps on putting this off. His intentions towards you, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Swords reversed. As it stands right now, with this Eight of Pentacles, yeah, he does still hold thought of being with you in the future. He holds closely to that. Again, similar to this Four of Swords reverse, we have this Ten of Swords reverse. He believes that your guys' breakup, your guys' separation is temporary. That it's just a temporary thing right now, in addition to your communication, this Ace of Swords reversed. And that's great that he thinks that it's temporary, but the action, I'm not seeing any action here. And you're not seeing it either. You're not seeing it in real life. I'm not seeing it in real life. I'm not seeing it in the cards. But damned if the energies aren't just like, me, girl. I'm not here to lie to people. I have to tell people a lot of bad news sometimes, and it's not fun. And I'm not trying to make you feel, like better, like, oh, but he still likes you. Like, I'm not trying to soften the blow. Like, what I'm seeing is two people who do really, really like each other a lot. But one guy who's being very selfish in his actions, are his feelings romantic or lustful, or both? They're both. They're both. I'm getting. I will say. Thank you for asking that, because I'll be honest. I do get that he does have beyond lustful feelings for you. But now that I'm taking a closer look at this, the only cups are on your side with the Page of Cups. There's no cups when it comes to his thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Which, again, isn't to say that he doesn't have loving feelings towards you, but I think it does speak volumes to his level of emotional immaturity here. I don't know how old the man is, and it often doesn't matter how old they are. I did a reading once for someone, and I thought the man was like 25 based on his behavior. He was 60. So, you know, you never can tell. But yeah, the lack of cups here is, I'm not sensing that it's a lack of affection, or sensing a lack of affection. I'm sensing a lack of emotional depth on his part, a lack of emotional maturity. Anyone who has emotional maturity and emotional depth wouldn't ignore feelings that are that deep. You know, it wouldn't deny oneself that just out of fear of having a heavy conversation, because I think that's a big part of it. It's not even like he's holding on to his like singledom or anything. It's like yeah, and I've seen this with other Aquarius dudes too. It's not even like he's wanting his freedom so he can be with other women, because I'm not seeing other women or anything like that at all. He's just denying himself, I think, out of fear, honestly. And fear is the opposite of love, and which isn't to say he doesn't love you, but his fear is holding him back from actively showing love towards you. You know, that's what I think that those lack of cups are. I do feel that he has sincere emotions for you, but you're wildly more emotionally mature than he is, which is fine. You know, people can be on two different pages emotionally, but can definitely be a challenge. And again, I forget how long, or I don't know how long it's been since you last spoke with one another, but he's being very foolish, I would say, in not going for who he wants and what he wants. And I've seen this with other people too, where it's like I see clearly that they're attracted to the person, they have feelings for the person, yet there's this self-denial. I always see it with dudes, and I see it a lot with Aquariuses. So yeah, he's Aquarius dude. Yeah, that's very King of Swords energy. When you say he was holding back on making a decision, what decision did you mean? Decision of reaching out to you. Making that decision of like, today's the day, because he knows he needs to reach out to you. And he has plans of reaching out to you eventually. But he's putting no time frame on it. He's just giving himself all the time and space in the world and assuming that you'll always be there. But yeah, that decision is the decision to reach out to you. He wants to, you know, he has these feelings for you. He has this energy, you know, reserved within him for you. And he's not Two of Wands is also not just decision, it's also about taking action, decisive action. And that's precisely what he's not doing. Like his feelings, his thoughts all showed that this is a man who's crazy about you. But his intentions and his general energies show a man who is not in touch with himself and is fearful of how to navigate this moving forward, which is when I brought up earlier. I'm like, I'm assuming that there's something that the two of you need to talk about that's pretty heavy regarding the last time you guys spoke to each other and saw one another. And something tells me that I don't want to say heavier for him to talk about, but I feel like it's something that he needs to kind of explain himself for. And he's fearful. And I've seen this before with other folks, and it's not the same situation, but he's fearful of the heaviness of the conversation. He knows it's not going to be lightweight. There's things that need to be talked about that aren't all sunshine and rainbows. And I just get the sense that he's the kind of guy who, and I see this a lot with Aquariuses, yeah, they want the perks of a loving romantic connection, but when it comes into like putting the work and putting in the time and the effort and the energy and the attention, a lot of them, not always, but some of them just back off or just think, you know, when I'm ready. And yeah, he's holding a lot of space for himself and not taking into consideration yours and your time. As I mentioned, he just assumes that you'll always be there, which is really audacious assumption, and can easily really bite him in the butt if he keeps thinking that way. He'll lose you forever, because you're not going to be around forever. There's other people out there, and yeah, like if you were to meet a gentleman and he started giving you his attention, and you guys both really liked each other, and he was giving you the attention you deserved, the time you deserved, the communication you deserved, the energy you deserved, you would likely end up being with that person. So for him to think that that you'll just always be around, that your feelings for him are so deep that can never happen, it's very selfish. I mean, it's sweet to think, yeah, okay, we both have really deep feelings for one another, but to just assume that you'll be waiting forever is not sweet. That's, as you said, ew. Like, yeah, that's not kind. It doesn't take you into consideration. Yeah, he's not a bad man, and I'm not one to say that. And you didn't ask my opinion if he was a bad man or not, but I don't get like he's a bad guy or anything. But I do get that he's very emotionally immature, whereas you are. So that, yeah, it can be difficult to navigate there. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Amira. Thank you very much, love, for your donation. I appreciate you, and I hope I brought you clarity. Thank you, love. So the donation queue is currently open. Whoever makes a donation next will be read for next. And how can you think about someone so much but not reach out? I don't operate like that, so it's hard for me to understand. Yeah, and that's another question that I get when I've seen this happen in other readings too. I think it's very, very difficult for women to understand that, and non-Aquariuses to understand that. I think it's I believe my belief is that it is much easier for men to turn off their emotions and to listen to their mind and not bother themselves with feelings of romance, but they really are not capable of doing it. They think they're capable of doing it, but nobody's fully capable of doing that, So it's a form of self-protection because he's fearful. He's operating from a place of fear. Thank you very much, Miss Wendy, for your donation, love. Because they ain't caught emotions. Yeah, it's a lot easier for them to turn off the emotions, and whereas as women, we're hardwired to deal with emotions every day, all the time, And Aquariuses don't do emotions well, and as I mentioned, I'm kind of dating an Aquarius guy right now, third time around, and it's like the same thing. It's like they can just, it's almost like they can just turn it off, like turn off the emotions faucet. Like, I wish I could do that. And I think if women could, if some women could do that, I think they would. But the reality is, I think it's impossible to truly do that, man or woman. And I think he's realizing that too. And he's definitely operating from a place of fear, Amira, and not coming towards you the way that he should be coming towards you. He should be coming towards you in general, not denying himself. It's, yeah, I've seen this before, and it is really confusing. I mean, on one hand, like, I understand, like, I guess where some men are coming from when I see these readings. Like, yeah, their relationships and emotions are a lot to process and a lot to deal with. But so is everyday life in general. you know. It might also be the way men and women are raised. You know, some men are raised to not express their feelings or really handle them, process them. He may have been raised in that way. I wouldn't be surprised if he was raised to not show his emotions as much, and may have even been raised to have seen them as more of a problem and less of a barometer of like, okay, like where am I at right now? Miss Wendy, please go ahead and post your question. Thank you so much. By cutting off the connection with Samuel, what am I making space for to come into my life? Now, this is a case where cutting someone off is definitely necessary. This is not denying someone when one shouldn't. This is the right decision to make, Miss Wendy. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What is Wendy making space for in her life by cutting off her connection with Samuel? Good for you, Wendy. Good for you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy making for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy making for herself by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy creating for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy, creating for herself by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy creating for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy creating for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy creating for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy creating for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What space is Wendy creating for herself in her life by cutting off Samuel? And you guys don't have to talk even for work, right? Or do you guys still need to talk for work? We have 4 of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Cups, Queen of Wands, 10 of Pentacles reversed, and 3 of Wands reversed. I am seriously kicking myself for not bringing my special book, my little black book. Has such great reversal definitions on it. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, starting with this first card, this 4 of Pentacles reversed, letting go. You've made the right decision in letting go here. It may not feel that way at first with this 4 of Cups. It may not feel like you made the right decision at first, which is not surprising. When I've done cord cutting rituals and when I've decided to end communication with folks, it's often a little jarring at first. 4 of Cups being the card of the traditional artwork. She's sitting down and she's like looking down at her 3 empty cups, but if she were to look up, she'd see that she still has a full cup. You still absolutely have a full cup here. It's a card of lamentation. It's a card of lamenting someone that you've let go of, but also like redefining what you want to see, how you want to see things, how you want to see people be towards you in your life. I'm having the engineering manager be the buffer between us. Okay, smart. I see you. We have this beautiful Queen of Wands right here in the center. This is you definitely reclaiming your power in cutting him off here. He's been acting weird. He has acted weird. He's been beyond weird. He's been unfair to you. He's been difficult. And you don't need that in your personal life, and you don't need that in your work life. So that's great that you've found a buffer so that you don't have to communicate with him, even in work. However, with this Ten of Pentacles reverse, I do see this feels like his energy. This feels like him feeling like his world is like crumbling and falling apart. And to which I say, tough crap. He had his opportunity to have you in his life. He had his opportunity to have you in his life even just midway, and he still couldn't be just normal there. And I know he's dealing with a lot of stuff, but he still can't just give you like five. There's just no excuse for his lack of putting in the effort there. Again, someone who is so beholden by fear that they're preventing themselves from experiencing love in any capacity. And then with this Three of Wands reversed, Three of Wands reversed is usually indicative of a feeling of impatience. You likely won't, and I don't think you thought this, but you likely won't see the direct results of cutting him out of your communication zone. You probably won't see them immediately. In fact, you likely won't see them immediately. You will see some improvements, but the long-term growth that this will provide for you, you'll likely start to feel more probably within the next month or so, when things have balanced and gone back to normalcy, because this is, an adjustment. Even though you guys weren't talking that often, it still is an adjustment. I don't see the point of whatever he's doing. It's his problem, not mine to deal with. Exactly. That is, yeah, that's like a perfect, like a therapist would answer that. That's absolutely the case. It's not your problem to deal with. It's his, and yeah, whatever he is going through, God bless him, but it's not your problem. And yeah, he's had multiple chances to make you a part of his life in even just a slight way, and he is just weird about it. I mean, hello, the restaurant in Portugal, putting his name under, and then you trying, scrambling to figure out what to do from there. Like, it's not funny, it's not cute, it's weird. What are you doing, man? He fumbled so hard, it's embarrassing. It is, and he is wildly embarrassed. And I it's not the first time he's been embarrassed of one of his many fumbles with you. And that's on him. I feel like that's a cycle that he's experienced for most of his life with probably like every woman he's ever had feelings for. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a cycle that keeps on repeating itself. So yeah, Spirit is definitely, first card, Four of Pentacles reverse, absolutely. Spirit is saying, Four of Pentacles reverse is literally letting go, like letting go of someone. So they're for sure saying, like, you're definitely making the right choice here. You're not being irrational in any way, and you didn't feel like you were or anything. You're being totally reasonable here, beyond reasonable. You've given him plenty of time to come correct, and he didn't. And no more patience with him. Maybe that's what this Three of Wands reverse is signifying, is you've had so much patience with him, so much patience in this situation and with him, and it's just like no more patience with his BS. So yeah, and you are definitely reclaiming your power here, especially in getting, having that the buffer there. I believe you said one of the engineers said he would be the communication buffer for you. That's definitely like very Queen of Wands energy, like definitely reclaiming your power. He reached out today and he sounded guilty and awkward with the whole thing. I'm done with him. Yeah. Wait, so he reached out today and about the whole thing. Wait, what thing? The restaurant thing? Because there's been so many things. The restaurant thing. Wow. And how long ago was that? Like 3 months, 2 months ago? He'd already been to Portugal and back. It took him that long to explain himself. Yeah, this guy has the emotional maturity of a peanut. I was gonna say like he has the emotional maturity of a 14-year-old boy, but there's 14-year-old boys who have more riz and more game than he does. Like, yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. I'd be totally done. The restaurant thing, like, dude, he should have addressed that a while ago. Yeah, he avoided that for far too long. You're already back from Portugal. Like, dude, thanks. Wow, thank you so much, man, for letting me know now. That really helped me out, and I'm just so delighted to hear from you. Like, who does he think he is? No, I don't think he called you thinking that you would just be delighted to hear from him. I think he just is really, really okay. I'm not allowed to say that word, but he's really lost when it comes to interpersonal relationships and communication. The guy is clueless. Yeah, he wanted to know about my trip, and I never responded. Good. Yeah, good. Like, what the hell, man? What made you think that he probably had just some brief gust, some brief moment of courage, and was like, okay, now I'm ready to talk to her. And it's like, dude, too little, too late. It's always too little, too late with you, with this guy, not you, with him. It's always on his terms, his time. Yeah, Three of Wands reversed. Yeah, that's that Three of Wands reversed. It's no more. This is no longer on his time. Wow, that is super delayed. My goodness. Yeah, you definitely made the right decision there, Wendy. And I'm glad you didn't respond to him. I feel relieved now. No more wondering. Yeah, yeah. Because the guy was just leaving. Yeah, yeah. He yeah. No more wondering anymore because he would show little bits, you know, and he clearly is interested in you, and then he shows you little bits, and then of course of communication or energy, and of course it's going to make anyone think maybe there's some hope, maybe there's a chance, maybe he'll come around, maybe he'll change, um, and this guy's just taking forever, and yeah, the ball is forever now in your court, Queen of Wands. I also don't think he's coming over anymore. No more talks about that. Good. Okay, good. That's even better. He won't be breathing the same oxygen as you. He won't be within your energetic sphere. So that's great news. Yeah, just not worth it. Not worth the energy that he and the emotions that he brings up, and yeah, he's so absent. It's not fair. You're very welcome, Miss Wendy. Thank you, love. Yeah, difficult. It's been a theme the past couple of days. Difficult people, and that is putting it lightly. Difficult people. I'm dealing with them too. So the donation queue is currently open. So whoever makes a donation next will be read for next. Thank you. Alright, so it's that time of night where I'm going to do a last call for any and all donations. If you have a question that you would like Miss Sophie to answer for you this evening, now would be the time. Hello, Power and Victory. Yes, I am here. Hello, hello, hello. We are doing last call for all donations. If you have a question that you would like me to answer for you, I would love to ask for you. Last call, everybody. Thank you. Absolutely, you can donate for a question. Yes, all my donation information can be found right there in the chat. Venmo, PayPal, or Cashapp. I can wait a few minutes for your donation load. No. 2 questions is $14.14. If you want 2 5-card questions. Last call tonight. Thank you. Last call for all donations. Thank you. And we just received a donation. Thank you so much, Jess, for your donation. So you wanted 2 5-card readings? Thank you so much. I just received it. Thank you. Please go ahead and post your first question. Thank you so much. I get it. Please go ahead and post your first question. Thank you. What job will I obtain? I applied to jail and also an outpatient clinic, or will I get something totally different? Okay, so I'm gonna do a throwdown for that question. We'll pull cards for jail, the outpatient clinic, and for if it or something totally different. What is your sign, Jess? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the jail job, the outpatient clinic job, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get jail job, the outpatient clinic job, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Jess get the job at the jail, the outpatient clinic, or something totally different? So the way that this works, my throwdown, is the first two cards are going to be in regards to the jail job. The the third and fourth cards will be in regards to the outpatient clinic job, and the fifth card will be in regards to a new job. So first two pertaining to the jail, we have the Two of Wands and Temperance reverse. And pertaining to the outpatient clinic job, we have the Five of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And for another job entirely, we have the Star reversed. What I'm seeing here, so right off the bat, what looks the most promising is the jail job. I don't know when you applied for that job or when you applied for the outpatient clinic job, but this looks the most promising. I'll tell you why. This Two of Wands is telling me that they've already gotten to a part of the decision-making process where they can feel comfortable saying, like, yeah, we want to, like, bring her in for a second interview, or, you know, we want to talk to her again, or we want her to, you know, come in. I feel like they're if they haven't reached out to you, I feel like they're going too soon. With this Temperance reversed card, though, right next to it, soon could be maybe not as soon as you would ideally like. I feel like they are going to take a little longer than other jobs for whatever reason. Their communication is just a little more like lagging. But I definitely see you as being like a prime candidate in that position. In regards to the outpatient clinic position, it doesn't look very promising. It looks incredibly, and I'm not saying that you're not good enough for the job or you're not well suited for the job, but the Five of Wands is definitely a signifier that and you may be aware of this already, but it's a highly competitive position. There's several other people, like many people vying for that position. So the chances of you getting that position are not as high as the jail position. That is less competitive, but also slower moving in terms of just them getting things together and communicating. That's what they said about the jail. It takes long to hear back, and someone told me that the outpatient clinic is toxic environment. Okay, and the Five of Wands would also signify that too. Five of Wands it's not just because I was seeing it as it's competitive. It's a competitive position that you've applied for, but it also Five of Wands is also often a signifier of workplace conflicts. Yeah, I think out of the three of these, the most promising is definitely the jail. Just and I hate being told to be patient, but just have some patience with them. I don't know if it was another reader that said that to you, or if they themselves told them that they were slow in communication. If they themselves, because I can't speak for any other readers, but if they themselves said that they were slow to communicate, I totally see that. I also see that they may have already chosen you. Two of Wands is making a decision. They made a decision. It looks positive. When it comes to another job, we have the Star reversed. Doesn't mean that they themselves. Oh, then yeah, you're golden. I think that's a really good position for you. When it comes to another job, we have the Star reversed, which is not to say that there isn't another career out there for you or another work environment for you out there, because there is. But it is a very, very difficult job market right now everywhere in the United States for pretty much every type of work, I would say. That's what I'm reading with the Star reverse, is that there are other opportunities 100%, but at this time right now, it's like they're not as plentiful. They're not as plentiful as they will be in the near future. And when the job market improves and things improve in general. So they're saying, like, definitely look to other, oh, how cool, little Star dated. They're saying definitely, continue dreaming of other positions. If this one at the jail doesn't work for you, to still keep your eyes set on new things and new adventures, but to make sure you're in a position where you can, like, properly glean the right information in regards to, like, how to move forward in that direction. Yeah. So jail looks really, really good. That's not a sentence that I normally say, but in your situation, jail looks awesome. The job there looks great for you. Please go ahead and post your second question, love. Thank you. Jess, please go ahead and post your second question. Oh, there she is. Thank you. Okay, my second question. Currently, there is a mean and evil director at my nursing job. We have been submitting complaints after complaints for discrimination, harassment at work. I'm sorry to hear that, Jess. That's awful. I can't answer any legal questions, just to let you know. Will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Okay, well, that's not a legal question, so I can't answer that. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, will Heidi M. be removed from her position at St. John Paul? we have Ace of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles reversed, and Three of Wands reversed. Yes, absolutely, my friend, absolutely. So, I believe I've read for you before. I've probably never mentioned this to you before, but the way that tarot knows me, the way that spirit knows me, the Ace of Wands, when we're asking a yes or no question, the Ace of Wands upright is a yes, Ace of Wands. If this was reversed, I'd have to look at everything very differently. But even with the rest of the cards, it absolutely is a yes. She is going to be let go. Four of Pentacles reversed. This is literally the let go card. I hella smiled when I pulled this. Sorry, one sec. I don't know if you saw, but I like literally like smiled when I pulled that card. It's literally the card of letting go. Yeah, she is going to get her comeuppance, basically. Justice will be served. Six of Pentacles. The traditional artwork, the Six of Pentacles features a scale. It's basically whatever you put into the world, you'll get in return. And looks like she's put a lot of crap into the world, and she'll be getting crap out of it. And pretty soon, with this Three of Wands reversed, this won't take too long. This is spirit saying like patience. You won't need to have patience as a virtue here, because this is gonna be pretty instant karma here. And I normally say instant karma is not the worst karma. The longer you wait for karma to be exacted upon someone, the worse. But I think this is just the beginning of her karma, and it's also going to set a precedent for how employees are treated in general. Wow, it has been a nightmare to work with this woman. Yeah, and that nightmare will be coming to an end, love. It's going to be a new, as I just said, it's going to set a new standard, a new precedent for how the workplace is, the work environment is, how workers are treated. It's going to be a new beginning, and positive too, with this beautiful Nine of Pentacles right here in the center. And it just goes to show how she's not needed. How she's, and I don't want to say anyone could do her job, but there's another kinder, more just, not psycho person who can do this job and would do a wonderful job, and things will just run so much more smoothly. But yeah, this is the second time today the Four of Pentacles has come up in someone's reading reverse. And the last reading that I pulled, it was my client, she asked me specifically about how's my life going to go after I let go of this person. And you specifically asked, is she going to be let go from her position, or will she be removed? So yeah, very, very directly, that's a very direct yes from me. I hope I can work more hours after she's gone. I can see that happening. I see improvements in general. Definitely more money, your voice being heard, your voice being heard, your needs being met. Definitely more money to be made, more hours to get. Because she has been instrumental in a lack of functionality and toxicity within your workplace that has affected not just you, but multiple other people there, and would only have affected more people to come if they don't let go of her and let go of her soon. Which that's the other promising thing, is that they're not just letting go of her, they're letting go of her really soon. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Jess. Thank you very much for your donation, love. I appreciate you, and I hope that I brought you clarity there. Definitely good news on both fronts. Okay, can you quickly read my husband? I really can't right now. I literally have dinner waiting for me with my parents. And like the fish is ready and everything, so I really have to go. I can do a reading for your husband offline if you wanted to do that. I do them over Instagram for a lot of my clients, and it doesn't cost anything additional. But I do it over voice memos, over over DMs if you wanted to do that. But yeah, I will be on again, likely tomorrow. Yeah, much love and light to you all. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.